Oh, yeah, it's your boy Live Wire, and I'm back in the motherfucking building, baby. Yeah, your boy's back. And I just want to have a quick talk, not too long. Um, Basically discussing the shit that's going on right now in gaming, to be honest. And what I see out in this game, goddamn motherfuckers. What I see going on out here in these gaming streets is ridiculous. It's beyond ridiculous, man. I'm just seeing a whole bunch of foolishness, and I just gotta call it out. I gotta call it out. You know, it's just like I I don't know what's fucking going on, man. Oh shit, hold up. It's a lot of hate. I've seen a lot of hate, a lot of fucking hate, and it's all aimed at Xbox, and it's nothing new to be precise. But the thing that's alarming about it is like there was a lot of people that complained about the Xbox One. They said it wasn't this, it wasn't that, it didn't have this, it didn't have that. You know, there was a lot of hate about speculation, not even actual factual shit. It's just like, oh, it's gonna have DRM. We don't want DRM. It's not gonna, always online. That never came to pass. But the thing is, people to this day still complain about shit that never happened. Still to this day, they complain about shit that didn't happen. And my question is why? Not that I'm really asking that question of why, because I know why. But it's just like, why do people keep up this facade? That's the question I'm answering. Like, why do people keep up this facade of, oh, I'm a true gamer, and Xbox didn't do this and it didn't do that, but I'm a true gamer. Well, if you're a true gamer, then you wouldn't sit there and bitch about Xbox not having games and be the same person that doesn't play the games that you bitch about Xbox not having on the PlayStation. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to say, oh, Xbox doesn't have JRPGs. It doesn't have these indie titles, these indie titles that Xbox should have. But then if you look at your account, you don't play said JRPGs and you don't play those indies. So like, what's the fucking point of your argument? Especially the I don't even know if it's exactly being a pony per se. Like, you're just a hardcore PlayStation guy. So see, because there's PlayStation guys that like, all right, there's PlayStation games that you only can get on PlayStation. All right. And maybe they only like those games and they're satisfied with those games, and that is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're a PlayStation guy, you like PlayStation games, and only those games do you care about, that's fine. But you can't be a PlayStation guy and play games other than those games that you talk about and still feel like you're relevant. That shit makes no sense. It's like, if you constantly say Xbox doesn't have these games, but you don't play them, what the fuck are you complaining about? You see what I'm saying? That's like me walking into a store or a restaurant, but like, oh, y'all motherfuckers don't make pork sandwiches. Oh, fuck this shit. And then when I go to another restaurant that does, I never order the shit. And it might be the best pork sandwich ever, but I never get it. Be like, why don't you fucking order the pork sandwich? Motherfucker, I don't eat pork. But bitch, you just complained over there that they didn't have it. Oh, well, that's just because it wasn't on the menu. Like, what? Like, I really find that these PlayStation dudes just argue just to argue. I'll get into the PC dudes in a second, but see, the PC dudes are a little bit different because some of these guys are fucking broke. I'm just gonna keep it honest. These PC guys, they're budget PC gamers. They're talking about how they can fucking play on graphic cards from years ago. I'm like, oh, I got this graphic card from years ago. Most of these motherfuckers got hand-me-down graphic cards. Hand-me-downs. Like I got like 3 computers in my house that my uncle just gave me just to give me. Why he does it, I don't fucking like. You know what it is? He's one of those PC guys that's just like, he gotta have the newest shit. He gotta have the newest shit. And I guess my house is like the halfway house for fucking PCs until my brothers decide they want to come and pick the shit up. But, oh yeah. He said, oh, okay, tell Uncle Howard to leave it right there. And it just sits here until they remember it. After me reminding them, I'm like, look, I'm about to throw your shit out. I ain't got no room for this shit. Oh yeah, I'm gonna come get it. So I mean, that's what it is, man. I think these guys are budget PC gamers. They either got hand-me-down graphic cards, they got these discount graphic cards. They're talking about how great their PCs are. Because to be honest, look, man, if you're not budgeting, you're not a budget PC gamer, you could afford whatever you need to have for your PC to have it at the top of the line, and it's going to be the shit. You don't give 2 shits about no damn console. Just be honest. Or you have all the consoles, so you still don't give a shit. You're like, look, man, I play on everything. Shit, if I can afford, $600, $700, whatever I need to afford for my fucking PC, right? Would I complain about $300, $400, $500 for a goddamn console? That shit is nothing. Like, I spent that on a graphics card. See what I'm saying? So if they want to play console games, they could. They don't even have to think about it. So there's no argument to have from a real hardcore PC gamer. They play everything, And with Xbox having their games play anywhere, they don't have to buy a console if they choose not to. That's the point of Xbox making it play everywhere. They cater to the top tier PC gamers to give them, as the top of the line quality that they want, or the experiences that they want as far as PC gaming. Now you got a lot of budget PC gamers that bitch and complain about everything. You know why? Because they're trying to pinch every penny just to get this PC experience. It's not top of the line. It's just getting by, And this is where you got a lot of your bitching and complaining, and you're moaning and groaning. And most of this now is coming from the fact that, man, Scorpio, the thing is, that shit is around the corner, man. Because I was just thinking, I was like, damn, it just feels like the NBA season, just started like last year when LeBron and them and what's that? The Golden State Warrior making their run for last year. Now we're on to another season. So before you know it, it'll be the same thing for when the Scorpio comes around. It'll just feel like, damn, that shit flew by. And then bam, it'll be here. And I think a lot of the fear and the anger is coming from the fact that PlayStation will no longer be the talk of the town. See, the thing that people fail to realize is PS3 was bad. But prior to it coming out, man, these motherfuckers was touting that shit like it was the second coming of God out this motherfucker. When PS3 was coming out, shit, I remember talking to people, they were like, man, you gotta get that PS3. I'm like, I don't know, I might wait. I got the Xbox 360, I'm good. It does a lot of dope shit. Like, nah, man, you don't understand that PS3, that shit is more power than NASA supercomputers. That shit is fucking the bee's knees and shit. Like, motherfuckers was running with that shit hardcore. Like, yo, this shit is the best shit ever. And then that shit dropped. And it had little to nothing except for backwards compat. And then that shit was dead for a long time as far as talks. And then in the online never caught up. And the games weren't optimized well for it because, they had their kits that weren't that great. And half that shit was in Japanese. So it took a while for motherfuckers to figure that shit out. It's a lot of shit, But you got to understand the gaming world still wanted Sony to come out on top. And even in some cases, they did promote, like, look, man, when games came out for the PlayStation, that were PlayStation, like PlayStation did the marketing rights, like games like Batman, shit like that. They always told you the game was better on PlayStation. Even in games like Gran Turismo. I'm not Gran Turismo. What am I fucking talking about? Grand Theft Auto, right? I think Grand Theft Auto was 2 discs, if I'm not mistaken, on Xbox, but I think it was 1 on PlayStation. Even though it ran better on Xbox, it was because PS4 had Blu-rays, Xbox had, standard, DVD discs. The game, you could put the whole game on PlayStation, and they touted that shit as being making the game better on PlayStation. And I remember that shit. People talk about now, after the fact, after the PS3 is long gone and nobody even gives a fuck about that shit no more. It's over, right? Now they be like, well, PS3, they got better games and I mean, they didn't have the better games except for the exclusives. The exclusives was dope, but you gotta remember the exclusives didn't really come along until midway through the console cycle. You know, you were well into 360 before you started getting decent fucking games. Even by the time Uncharted came out, most people didn't. Shit, I have a friend to this day has a PS3 in his house and has never played a single Uncharted, not a single one. Why? I don't know. I asked him. He said it didn't look interesting. I don't know. You know, I asked him about it. He just was like, I mean, I played it and it's cool, for what it is. But you know what I think the thing is about Uncharted is Uncharted came out at a point when Tomb Raider was kind of falling apart, right? They kind of lost their way. They couldn't really figure out what they wanted to do. So Uncharted kind of filled the void of, like, people were getting sick of Lara Croft doing kind of the same old shit. And then our Uncharted came in kind of doing something similar, but with a twist, And even with Uncharted, it kind of, it was always over the top. But that's what people liked about it. Its mechanics were always janky, always fucking janky. But what it did is, like, it filled the void, man. And you can't really be upset at Uncharted for doing that. I mean, it really kind of just basically stepped in and did something, not even so much, to replace Tomb Raider. It just did it. And then it just so happened that Tomb Raider was just like, kind of, sometimes shit gets old and you got to reboot the bitch. And that's basically what happened. So Uncharted doing what it did, it allowed for Crystal Dynamics to come in and be like, you know what? We could continue as usual, but we can probably do something better, going more in depth with Tomb Raider and blah, blah, and there you go. Bam. Brand new Tomb Raider. It was a dope game. And a lot of people were upset that, well, I wouldn't say a lot of people. PlayStation fanboys were upset that Crystal Dynamic learned from Uncharted, how to change as far as, the storytelling aspect of Tomb Raider, which is fucking ironic because fucking Uncharted did the same thing from Tomb Raider. Like, I can understand if fucking Tomb Raider was just stealing from Uncharted and then it was a one-way street, but it's fucking Uncharted stealing from Tomb Raider and Tomb Raider stealing from Uncharted and then Uncharted again stealing from fucking Tomb Raider. Like, this shit is crazy. Like, Uncharted didn't have a rope. Lara Croft and Rise of the Tomb Raider gets a rope. All of a sudden, Uncharted has a rope. Like, it's a fucking back and forth. Like, you can't complain like one side only steals when they both do it. But whatever. It is besides the point, The thing is that you're getting a lot of hate because of Scorpio. And, Microsoft had done put the fear of God in Sony at this point, because these motherfuckers is running around talking about you can get 8.4 teraflops on a console that they already confirmed that is 4.2 teraflops. So now they're talking about imaginary teraflops. Now, mind you, if nobody's gonna call them out on the bullshit, then it is what it is. You know? But the thing that is interesting is like, all right, you can talk about teraflops, you can talk about 8.4 teraflops, you can talk about 12 teraflops, whatever the fuck. You know, the difference will be how the games run, how the games play. Because guess what? At the end of the day, if Xbox games outperform PlayStation games clearly, and I think that's the only way Xbox is going to really get. See, the thing is, the reason why 360 won the last generation before PlayStation came and kind of pulled back up because Xbox just focused on Connect is the 360's games ran the best by far. It wasn't like it was a close race, and no, the shit looked better and the shit ran better. That's not necessarily the case. You have cases where most of the time PlayStation games look better, but the Xbox games run better. That's what you're looking at right now, and now you have gamers kind of choosing, well, I don't give a fuck how it plays. I care about how it looks. And some people say, I don't give a fuck how it looks. I care about how it plays. But when the Scorpio comes out, that shit got it where it's going to try to make the games look better and run better than what PlayStation's doing. And that's where you get a lot of the fucking heat, a lot of this fucking hate, a lot of this fear that Xbox is just going to run with it. Because what the fuck, man? All this shit popping off. Goddamn, what the fuck? Stop beeping in the motherfucking. Nah, I'm gonna just close this bitch. But the thing is, man, you got a lot of fear, man. A lot of fear. For the simple fact that the Scorpio is trying to come in curb style the PS Pro and PlayStation in general, you know what I mean? Like the shit is crazy, man. But this is how you know you got something good coming. Because if the Scorpio wasn't worth shit, nobody would give a shit. Straight up. There would be no 8.4 teraflops that are magically coming to the PS Pro. There wouldn't be none of that shit. You wouldn't have freaking budget ass PC gamers trying to, look at Phil Spencer's videos and be like, what did he said uncompromised. So that means like uncompromised for this $30,000 PC. That's what he means, uncompromised. When you're talking consoles, I'm just saying, like, these motherfuckers can be super rocket scientists when it comes to PC shit, but they become extremely retarded when it comes to fucking console shit. Like, I don't understand. Like, PC gamers are like, these budget PC gamers are beyond ridiculous, y'all. I mean, sitting there talking for hours, talking about, uncompromised and, what that means. I'm like, it's not that hard. It's basically saying you'll get a console game that runs at 4K, that's not going to lose any of the textures that they had prior to it running in 4K. The shit is not rocket science. It really isn't. Right? That's what uncompromised means. It means that you don't have to take a game that you already had. You're going to have the game that you already had. Boop. And you're going to bump that bitch to 4K, 60. Boop. And there it is. You might get some texture performances and shit like that, maybe, but that's all they're saying. You have enough power to bump it from where it is at 1080p or whatever the fuck to native 4K at 60. That's it. That's what uncompromised means for console, not for PC. We're not talking about all the settings, because guess what? Console gamers don't see that shit. So to a console gamer, that shit is irrelevant. You're talking about shit we don't see. When we turn on a game, we don't fucking go in there and click switches and shit like that. We don't do it. We're console gamers. We plug, we fucking play. That's what we do. We're not sitting there for an hour and a half, whatever the fuck y'all do, and then click switch. Like, oh, I gotta adjust the settings so I get my fucking my shadows right, and I gotta change this. I want to get my textures right. And no, we're not doing that shit. We're not. We just want to play the fucking game. So if you're gonna give me a console game bumped to 4K native at 60 frames per second, I'm fucking cool. Look, Gears of War. 1080p, 60 frames per second on fucking multiplayer. That shit is fucking amazing. And you can notice the difference, especially if you only play multiplayer. Play Horde mode on Gears of War 4, and then go play multiplayer on Gears of War 4. And you'll notice a big fucking difference. Because me, Mooch, Bam, we were out there playing. We were all right, we're playing Horde mode. And we were like, damn, we playing it for a while. We lost a couple of teammates because they had to go to sleep. So like, all right, cool, let's go play multiplayer. We jump on the multiplayer. First thing, I was like, damn. Then Mooch was like, oh shit, I gotta play this more often. Because it's drastically different when you go from 30 frames to 60 frames. And then imagine doing that, going from 30 frames at 1080p to 60 frames at 1080p or 60 frames at 4K. Shit is gonna blow your fucking mind. It's gonna blow your fucking mind. And that's what console gamers want. We're not living that PC lifestyle, man. Stop trying to lump us up into that group. You're just not living that lifestyle by choice. Some people by choice, some people just by, they financially can't do it. There's a lot of different reasons why people choose console over PC, and there's a lot of reasons why people choose PC over console. Some people, like, the thing is, man, yes, you could get a PC, you can build it up, and you could rock out that bitch for 10 years if you want to, as long as your computer still works. But you're gonna have to put some money into that bitch. It's no different than some people that rather lease a car versus buying a car long term. And I'm talking about luxury. I'm not talking about like fucking Hondas and shit. I'm talking about, like, if you want to buy a top tier, so you say we're gonna let's say it's a decent car, fucking Mercedes, right? Or BMW, some shit like that. You lease that car, right? You have it for a year. You got to drive it. It's awesome. Or maybe say you don't even lease it for a year. You lease it for 3 years, right? Bam, you lease that car for 3 years. You got all you really wanted out of that car. Now it's time. It's like, do you want to buy it, or do you want to fucking go and get another lease? A lot of people, they get another lease. Why? Because the car that they're currently driving is fucking old and they want something new. That's console gaming. Other people, they look at the car as like, all right, I like this Mercedes. It's an investment. Guess what? Bam, I'm going to buy this bitch. It's going to cost more up front, but it costs less over time. And that's the difference of what you have with PC gaming and console. Yeah, console gaming costs less up front, more over time. PC gaming costs more up front, less over time. That's really what it is, But the real angst and anger comes from the budget PC gamers, is really from the fact that they feel that if this Scorpio does more than what their PC can do, that's where they feel they just get angry, because they don't want a console to be able to outshine a PC. Because you gotta remember, consoles always were able to cheat on PCs back in the day. It wasn't until like mid 360 that PC gaming really became relevant. Like, as far as like a way to game outside of, because before then they would just get shitty games that nobody could play. Let's be honest. When Nintendo was out, ain't nobody want playing on fucking PC. Fuck that. When Nintendo was out, when Sega Genesis was out, when Super Nintendo was out, fuck, even the Saturn and Dreamcast was out, nobody wanted to play on PC. Them games was shitty. Because that's not where the gaming world was. They were just always the top tier games were made for console. It is what it is, But now that you have an option, man, it's a good thing. It's like, yo, if you want to play on PC, that's dope. But don't get fucking mad and angry and all hateful that people are playing on a console. The fuck is wrong with you? I mean, I don't know. And there's half of these people, I don't even know if they're real console game. PC gamers. I think they're undercover PlayStation gamers, to be honest, because it seems like a lot of them, these budget gamers, they always take the PlayStation side for everything. I mean, shit is ridiculous, yo. Like they always just like, oh, I'm a PC gamer, but let me weigh in on some console shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I thought you was a PC gamer. Why would you even fucking care? That's not your life. You're not playing those games. Like, oh well, I can still play sometimes. Yeah, it's like these weirdos. Like, I don't fucking get it, man. I don't know. It's sad. It really is, because you see them as they're all over the internet, right? Especially in gaming forums. Like I was just on Twitter talking about Metacritic, man. Metacritic's fucked up right now. It really is, man. Because you can't, like, as a gamer, even if as a casual gamer, you go be like, damn, I'm gonna go check this game out, right? And you might be looking at fucking a PlayStation game. Like, hold up, let's go play on Metacritic. Let's do some shit. Hold up. Since I'm on here, I might as well go. All right, let's go. Here we go. What the fuck is this? Let's go to Metacritic. Actually, is that in there? Fuck. Where's that shit at? Is this it? No. There we go. All right. So let's look at this shit. Let's look at a game like Uncharted. Uncharted 4. Okay. 93 on Metacritic, 7.8 user rating. It's a little bit lower, but it's not crazy. Let's look at the ratings. Yeah, 5,000 people say it's dope, 300 say it's mediocre, and 1,000 something say it's shit. I'm pretty sure that Uncharted might not be the greatest game ever, but I'm pretty sure it's not fucking shitty. But let's see. All right, damn, some mad pages of this shit. Let's go to the last one. I'm pretty sure they keep the lowest ones at the bottom. What the fuck, yeah? Look at this shit. All right, this guy is obviously from Korea. Because he wrote some Korean shit up here. I don't know what the fuck. Boring, and then he just wrote Korean shit. Either that or he just typed a bunch. I don't know what the fuck. I can't read the shit. Whatever. It's Korean characters. I don't even know what that language is called. I just call it Korean. Fuck it. Let's see. What else do we got in here? We got a 1. The story is very nice. Graphics are awesome. Whatever. It's weird. But the game was played in full by my 8-year-old son in 6 days. And I think we needed a more complex, longer game. Short gameplay. They gave it a 1. Now look, man. I'm not saying Uncharted is the best game ever. But it ain't a fucking 1. I'm just saying. Like, the rating system on this shit is fucking broke. There's no way you should be able to give a game a 1 unless it's missing a lot of shit. A lot of shit. Like, that means the graphics are fucked. The gameplay is fucked. The music is fucked. Like, literally, this is a 1 is a game that you only can hear shit. That is a 1. But like, damn, I can't. The screen is black, but I can hear dope music though. So I gave it or decent music. I wouldn't even say dope music. Decent music. So I gave it a 1. Like, that's some shit that should get a 1. Not like E.T. is a fucking 1. you know, or 2 or whatever. But to give, I mean, shit. Let's go to Gears of War, because I know that bitch got hit down. Because PlayStation fanboys, they go hard on Xbox games. Hold up, here we go. Gears of War 4, especially lately. Oh man, they've been going hard. Look at this shit. It's a 84, and the user rating is a 6.7. God damn, these motherfuckers is hating. Look, 300, well, almost 400 reviews and almost 200 negative reviews. And these are all users. That's just crazy. It's a lot of fucking hate. Let's see what it's all about. Because most of the time they just write bullshit. But we'll see. All right, hold up. Let's see. What do they got to say? Wow, 0, 4. Says, what a disappointment. This game really is just more of the same old tired Gears gameplay. Uninspired single player that is incredibly short, 6 to 7 hours. Multiplayer is fine. Again, very much the same as before, which was always good. However, this is a meteoric transition, which personally I feel I have no place in a full price AAA title. Okay. So this is this guy's opinion. He basically says the campaign is short, 6 to 7 hours. Obviously, he's not playing it on any kind of difficulty. Because if you play it on hardcore or insane, definitely insane, your ass is going to die. I don't give a fuck who you is. You're going to die. So it ain't no 6 to 7 hours. That shit is definitely stretched to at least about 10 to 12. At least 10 to 12 on hardcore. Especially if you're playing by yourself. That shit is fucking rough. Insane is a bitch. It is a bitch. Because there's no downs. You can't get picked up. You go down, you are down. It's it. It's over. Start that chat. Start that section over. All right, then you have, let's look at this guy. He gave it a 0. This was absolute garbage. This is basically how PlayStation. This is absolute garbage. I refuse. I refunded this the next day. Boring story, dull gameplay. Everything seems a bit uninspired. It looks great, but great visuals these days does not cut it anymore. God damn it. Fuck you, Xbox. That's basically what he was saying. You know, the thing is that what he just said right here would be Uncharted, to be honest. Except for it was read, this was absolutely awesome. I refused. I didn't refuse. He was like, I would never refund this game. The story was not boring at all. The gameplay, well, it was okay, but everything seems a bit extra inspiring. It looks great, and great visuals mean more than anything in gaming these days. Like, that's basically, because when you talk to people about Uncharted, they always talk about story and they talk about graphics. And when you ask them about gameplay, even when you argue to them about gameplay, like it doesn't have the best gameplay, Tomb Raider has a better gameplay, and everybody says the same thing. Uncharted isn't known for great gameplay. That's not what makes it special. But yet that's not a negative because it is a fucking game. I'm not saying you're supposed to give it a 0 or some shit. I'm just saying the same shit they complain about other games, they do not complain about PlayStation games. It is very much it's beyond a double standard. It's like they just they nitpick on certain things. Like, all right, if a game is an Xbox exclusive, bam. I'm going to nitpick on what I don't like about the game, and I'm going to just focus on it. I'm going to hone on that bitch. I'm not going to let it go. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I'm going to talk about it every chance I get because I don't like this game. Right? It's an Xbox game. I'm going to focus on it. When it's a PlayStation game, it could be something that's big. It could be something about the frame rate. Man, this game has terrible frame rate, but you can get past that because the rest of the game is amazing. That shit would never fly with an Xbox game. It just wouldn't. Like a game could be dope, but if it has a terrible frame rate, Xbox game would get shitted on. Like it just like they just don't like what was that game? Bloodborne. Bloodborne did not have great it had frame rate issues. But they basically told you to get past that because everything else in the game was great. You know, it's just I don't know, it's sad because it's really hurting the industry. You know, because a lot of times people come to Metacritic and they look at shit like this and they look at the critic reviews, and a lot of times people look at the user reviews as being their weighing port for how they, want to make a purchase. Depending. I mean, not always. Okay. It's not always like that, but it's like, all right, you see Gears of War is a 8.4. You're like, wow. And then you go look at the user rating and be like, man, a 6.7? And they're like thinking, like, why is this so low? And especially if you're not in tune to like, all right, if you go to Metacritic, Xbox games are going to get rated like, a good couple of points lower just because that they're Xbox games. If you don't know that, then this might sway your decision to buy the game because you're like, damn, why is it so low? Like 60, that sounds like an okay game. Doesn't sound like a great game. Let's see what they did to other Xbox games. Let's look at Recore. Recore they didn't get a great rating in the first place, so we'll see. See, now look at this. Recore has a higher rating than but you know what it is? It's because it's not a what the fuck? What do you mean reload, bitch? Okay. All right, so Recore has a lower rating. Let's see. Now, the thing that's interesting about this is like, all right, you see that the user rating is a 6.6. Now, it's a 6.6, but Gears of War was like a 6.7. The critics rating is way higher than their user rating. You know why? Because people don't come in here just to shit on it. Because it's already a low rating. So they don't feel that they got to waste their time in order to do it. They're just like, oh, it's already low, so I don't have to fucking beat a dead horse. I could just point at the regular Metacritic rating and be like, that's why it's shit. But the reason why a lot of these guys bump down and come in and run into the do a whole bunch of sock accounts and fucking lower down ratings because the rating is high for Xbox game. They always point to the user rating and say, but the user rating is low. And the user rating is low because you fucking wrote a review for like 50 different times, you and your friends. And be like, oh, everybody, you all got to do 10 reviews and Metacritic saying that Gears of War is shit. Now get your account straight and let's go. That's basically what they fucking do. And they're really not helping the gaming. I don't even know if these motherfuckers even play games, to be honest. Because if you're writing, I play the game and I don't even write fucking reviews. I don't feel compelled to do it. I just like the game and I tell people that I like it. And me and my boy got Gears of War. Play that shit. All right, so what is this? It says this is one of those games which is an experience, might be salvaged down the road, faster hardware, specifically, however, can be cured with long load times. To release the game with loading times this long had better be amazing. And they're basically saying that, for the load times to be as long as they are, the game, the experience, the atmosphere and whatnot aren't as amazing as Bloodborne. And you know what? I can't even argue that, because as much as I like Recore, and I really do, I really enjoy the game. Graphically, it's not the top tier. It isn't. That's why it was a $40 title. But even with that, even being a $40 title, it still should have looked better than it did. Graphically, it should have had more. Well, it should have been more polished, and it should have had more shit to do aside from the dungeons, you know. And like I said, I still like the game. Do I think it's a 6.3? You know what? I can't really. I mean, if it got a 7, I would have been like, 7 to me is kind of high for Recore. That'd be like the high end. That's how I felt about it. But I don't think Recore would have deserved anything higher for the simple fact that graphically it wasn't as polished as it should be. Now, don't get me wrong. If Recore looked the same, played the same, but had graphics equaling to Uncharted, that bitch would have got an 8.5. I'm just being honest. And it's not because I'm saying that I would have gave it an 8.5. I'm just telling you that it would have got the 8.5 just based off of graphics. Because let's be honest, half these people that do reviews, they're not fucking gamers. They're not. They're fucking journalists. And they fall into gaming. That's pretty much, gaming is probably the easiest outlet as far as media. And so you got a lot of fucking journalists going from journalism school, and they're just falling into gaming because that's where the openings are. A lot of people are opening up. They need journalists for these websites and apps and things like that nature. And people are moving from that are in those positions, moving to YouTube. So it's like, and even if they're not writing, like, all right, they're actually writing articles. A lot of times when people do their videos for YouTube, they're writing this shit out. They're not like, a lot of us on YouTube, yeah, we might just free flow and stuff, but most people that they if you notice IGN when they give a review, it's what the guy is saying on camera is the same thing that is written in his review, literally verbatim. So therefore, that's where journalists go. So, I mean, it's not really shocking that reviews are the way they are because these guys aren't gamers. A lot of them aren't. They just aren't. They just people that, they probably just come in there and be like, oh man, I want this job. And be like, dude, do you play games? Oh yeah, I play, I play Halo and Uncharted, and they probably haven't even played a console for a while, or maybe a few of them do, but for the most part, a lot of these guys don't, so therefore it is what it is, man. That they give their, a longer game is drawn out, the more it's not, not based off of what they learned in journal or what they learned in a film class or something like that. Because that's a lot of the times, that's the type of shit that people that do journalism, they take film class. Because think about it, a lot of times when you're doing your for journalism, you have to do like sports, because you might want to be a sports reporter, you might want to be a film critic, you might want to be a food critic, you might want to be like, there's a lot of shit. So it's like, they take all these like oddball classes, shit that most people want to take. If you're like for an engineer, you're taking engineer classes. Like shit, I'm trying to think, what was the fucking, all right, the most outlandish class I've taken, or like kind of like music. Music was like the most like out there class that had nothing to do really with my major that I had to take for my degree. It was like, all right, I got to take music and shit, and it's only because women's studies was fucking full, because I knew there was nothing but girls in there, and I was trying to get in there, but it was fucking full. So it is what it is. But anyway, so it's a lot of shit we got to deal with nowadays, man. With the biased media and the fucking butthurt gamers that are upset about goddamn Scorpio and shit. Like, this shit is crazy, man. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna change. Hopefully it does. But as of right now, they're gonna stay butthurt, man, because that Scorpio is gonna be a fucking beast, man. I can't wait for that shit. I can't wait. I'm getting my shit right. I'm gonna probably get my TV sometime in the maybe around Super Bowl. You know what? I think I want to do it around Super Bowl, because I want to have a Super Bowl party in my house. I'm gonna do it around that time, man. Give me a nice big screen TV. We got this dope ass couch up in this bitch. Yeah, we're gonna be rocking. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, these ponies, yo. These PC frauds. They're really frauds, fraud ass gamers, budget ass game. I mean, come on, man. If you're a real PC gamer, you shouldn't be bitching about anything except for what goes on PC. I mean, to be honest, I don't even know if you should bitch about that, because let's be honest. If you're a PC gamer, you know what comes with that lifestyle. Like, yes, you get freedom, but then you get a lot of shit that comes with it. It's like trying to be a boss of your own company. Yeah, you get it. You're a boss of your own company. You got freedom, but you gotta fucking fill out. You got to do taxes for your employees, health insurance, all this liability insurance. It's a lot of shit. So yes, you have your freedom, but there's other shit that comes along with it, man. And you can't really bitch about it because this is what you chose, and that's no different from somebody choosing to be an employee or I would say a console gamer. Things are more convenient because guess what? You don't have to do all this extra shit. But yeah, you're not going to get paid what you feel you should be paid because you're working for somebody instead of somebody working for you. It is what it is. Life is about choices. What you choose, what you want should be reflected in your choices. It is, it's that plain and simple, man. But this is your boy Live Wire, man. Yo, tell them ponies, man, shut your bitch ass up and stop complaining. Play some goddamn games, man. I don't give a fuck when the last time Uncharted came out, man. I know it came out a while ago. Play that bitch. If it's that goddamn good, you better play that shit and like it. Stop bitching over here at Xbox dudes. And if you a PC gamer, I don't even know why the fuck you over in the conversation anyway. Your bitch ass should be playing fucking whatever the fuck PC motherfuckers play. That's what you should be playing. Go play League of Legends or some dumb shit. Dota. Go play that shit. World of Warcrafts. Go play that shit. That's your what you want to do. Wait, didn't that I don't think the I don't know, some space game. Yeah, or play VR. Go ahead. Yeah, PlayStation dude, man, you supposed to be all on VR. Why the fuck you on Twitter complaining about Xbox shit? Go play VR, bitch. Fucking sloppy ass motherfuckers. Matter of fact, y'all motherfuckers need to put down the controllers, get off the goddamn keyboards, and go find a woman or whatever it is you like. Stop being lonely motherfuckers, man. Get a real life. But this is your boy Live Wire. And I'm out this bitch, baby.